Senior depends agenda for the first meeting.
That's supposed to be 2 years.
Well, I guess first thing first, we're gonna have to
Yeah, ain't no agenda for that.
pick the.
Yeah.
A chair or
Yeah,
something.
call the meeting
Yeah.
order.
So I just figured this meeting we just do our chair and secretary and all that good stuff, and then everybody take their little homework assignment for the next meeting.
All right. I'm cool with just helping out.
Second that.
Hey, what you say, Will? What you like that?
Man, I got
Hey, you hold the paper to your face, Will? Like,
Right, I'm like, I will assist.
Well, I am.
Need a chair, vice chair, and a secretary, basically. Right?
oh yeah, y'all want me, secretary. You might get a couple check marks. I think that's for this right here. I don't know. Don't give me the.
I'm like, man. All right. Well, secretary usually hardest one to get. Anybody want to be the secretary?
You can do all the AI and then we don't have to worry about it.
Well, somebody got to do that because somebody got to be the one to hit the button.
She got a laptop.
I was gonna say she got a laptop.
She got a laptop, so she good.
It's too late.
She got a laptop.
There it is.
Right. You was come prepared.
I thought you was already on that tape. Like, what you say? Wait, repeat that one more time.
Hey, don't come so prepared.
Trust
this
me,
time.
all the AI will take all the pressure off.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you got some smoke coming out of that computer the next like 15 seconds.
Right.
I should have pulled up the one I got from the
I ain't
city. That
coming
one
no
is
EPL. I'm like,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, motion to nominate her.
I'm serious.
What's your name, sis?
does
I'm sorry, I
work.
didn't see you a bunch of times. I don't remember your name. I'm sorry.
Deja.
Deja. I'm serious. If you use all the AI, it gets everything.
I don't use it every day. Can't
Oh,
live without
I
it.
do too. I be like, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Yes.
Clear.
Yep, and
Don't
there
let
it
hurt you
comes.
Too bad. Yeah,
All the details.
Okay.
All right.
So we got a secretary.
Yep. She said aye. All right. We need a chair first.
Miss Connie?
You gonna rock paper scissors for it? What y'all doing? What's up?
You know how this stuff. Y'all know how this stuff goes. So
Okay, cause I'm yeah, okay.
All right. Miss Connie gonna be the chairperson.
So,
Eric will be vice chair. He was chair this thing before.
let's call
All
it.
done.
Need the order.
what was you, the sergeant at arms?
Meeting call order 1016. Okay, 1016.
Gotta solidify myself as helping out.
Helping out. That's what you think. Okay.
Yeah, take your time. Ain't no agenda.
No, I'm just give me a second here.
Yes, ma'am. Take your time.
All right.
What you gonna be?
Okay, I guess the first order of business needs to be, we need to know what our purpose is here. I guess everybody does know.
It's for the
Elected officials' compensation.
compensation. Yeah.
I used to carry the ordinances on my phone. I don't see it on here. But I'd like to know what the ordinances say, or let me go to the website. Anything there? Because we were supposed to set, compensation levels for elected officials, right?
Mm-hmm.
Local officers compensation commission. Okay. Well, until I can get some research, because I don't like to do stuff without knowing exactly what's what. But at any rate, we were given this one document. And it's a comparison of cities in our area and beyond, because I see Macomb Township, Clinton Township. And let's take a moment to look at the compensation. And this is for the mayor on the first page. The minimum he's to receive is 100,000. The maximum is 110. It's currently at 105. Now, we're probably the smallest city among all of these, right?
Except for Allen Park.
Allen Park, is Riverdale on here? We bigger than that?
Allen Park is smaller than us?
No, they the same size.
I did just want to make one comment for the benefit of the board. So I believe the clerk, city clerk provided this information. It's from the Conference of Western Wayne. They do a pretty extensive salary survey for elected officials as well as other positions in city government. One thing to keep in mind is that there are important distinctions in many communities in terms of government structure. And Inkster has a strong mayor form of government where the elected mayor serves as the chief administrative officer, chief executive officer. A number of communities don't have that. And so you'll see on these two pages, the mayor supervisor and the manager administrator. Some communities have a city manager form of government, where there may be an elected mayor, but that person does not serve in a
Serve as
full-time
the administrator.
capacity. And so I think for comparison purposes, it's important to try and identify what position has the chief, what position serves as the chief executive officer. In some instances, like Inkster is going to be the mayor, Westland is a similar situation. Other communities, it's going to be the city manager or the city administrator. Some communities will have both a paid mayor and a paid city administrator, so it can get a little confusing trying to decipher some of the numbers that are here. The clerk did, I think, highlight between the two pages, I think what, in her opinion, was the more relevant data point for purposes of comparison. That if what I'm saying, makes sense to everyone.
Chair. Asking a question, Chair. Let me ask you this: with regard to that information, if we're going to bring in how the government is organized with regard to pay structure, could y'all put which ones are city-owned, since we highlighting data points? If we could put down, hey, this is city manager ran, strong mayor, weak mayor ran, however it is set up, that'll help. Yeah, I mean, we could just put a little S or Q or something just here on the ledger on the side, just so I know, so I don't have to
That's
look
why I
them
took
all
mine
up.
apart, so I
No,
can
I can do that.
I'd appreciate it.
I'm not sure when you guys will meet again, but I can get that information prepared.
Okay. Well, it's kind of loosey-goosey up here right now, so I'm assuming it'll be all right. We're going to get there. I appreciate it, then. Thank you.
Okay. And what is the,
City council.
no, we're not, we haven't gotten there yet. Okay, she highlighted mayor supervisor. She highlighted some areas, and then she highlighted manager administrator. What does the highlight stand for?
So I think, and I'll confirm this with the clerk, but I believe what she tried to do was to identify ones that were relevant for comparison to the way Inkster is structured. So for example, Allen Park, the first one on each of the 2 pages, the mayor there makes $13,200,
Right.
but the city manager, city administrator makes $146,500.
Okay, there we go.
So she didn't. She highlighted the city manager in Allen Park because that's probably the more relevant comparison. In all likelihood, you know, the city, the mayor of Allen Park is not the day-to-day manager.
Right.
As it is here in Inkster, as you know. So I believe she tried to highlight where, at a minimum, that person in that position has some day-to-day responsibilities and in many instances does serve as the chief administrative officer, similar to what the mayor here does.
Okay. All right. This is.
Okay, so in essence, we need to look at the manager administrative sheet first.
Correct. That's to me. Yeah.
And then we look at the mayor's supervisor. So it's kind of turned around. So we can see that in Inkster, well, let's see, and that goes back to the question I had on size, et cetera, population, that kind of thing. Because Allen Park's manager makes 146.5.
You also got Wayne too, right next door.
Right, and I'm wondering what the what are the, not ramifications, what are the, what's the word I want, I can't think of it. What makes the difference?
And
Is it population size? Is it city size? Is it the money that the city has? Is it the
in terms of
operation budget
the number,
of the city?
the salary that's tied to the position?
Yeah, why is, okay, here, I'll put it like this. Why does Allen Park have 146,500 and Ann Arbor has 250,000? So I need to know what are the differences in what they have that makes the difference in the pay?
Sure. And I would say generally it's because these are local decisions, you know, these are decisions that are made locally, and there are decisions that are made by a number of individuals, just like this. You know, you have a 5-person board. It's hard to establish why something has been done. I can give you, from my experience, a lot of times it gets down to, particularly when you start talking about a city manager, where that's a non-elected position and you're recruiting professionals from across, you know, the state, the country. A lot of times it gets down to how competitive you want to be in terms of being able to recruit someone. You know, so you take a city like Ann Arbor. It's a very unique city, one of the largest universities in the country. It has a pretty significant population, over 100,000 people. Most people consider that to be a pretty complex role, and I believe that they just want to be competitive in trying to attract someone. But, you know, again, because each of these are local decisions and each local decision is going to be made by multiple people, it's nearly impossible to establish why they arrive at a certain rate, because there's no set criteria. You know, it's
Interesting.
as you know, as you can find, you guys can come up with, you know, a number for a bevy of reasons. You know, we're trying to present some hard data, but you know, a lot of these again decisions, particularly when you're comparing elected versus non-elected roles, can be influenced by a number of different decisions.
And I can imagine that, like, the affluence of the city has a lot to do with how much they can afford to pay their people. Just like all the other rules.
I did also want to just verify the compensation that's currently being provided for both the mayor and council. The mayor is at $105,000. I believe that's been in effect since 2016, beginning of 2017. I believe you may have been, Ron, there. And then the city council is compensated at an annual rate of $8,333. And I believe also that number's been in effect for a number of years. Additionally, I didn't have a chance to really, and I'll provide you some more information between now and your next meeting. But I did take a look at, as you know, going back that long, just from an inflation standpoint. Just based on the rate of inflation, we would be looking at, just based on the consumer price index, kind of the standard inflation numbers. If we were to take 105,000 from 8 years ago compared to today, we're at about $136,000 from a rate of inflation standpoint. And for council, about 8333 gets you to a little bit more than 10,450, depending upon different numbers. But that just gives you an idea of the impact of inflation on the current numbers based on when they were set.
Yeah, and I understand that, but we also need to know what our city coffers can handle,
100%, yes, 100%, yeah.
most especially.
And that, I think that was like the top argument when we were, the board the last time. Cause we basically had a split on the, on what the price was now, you know what I'm saying? So, but the last person went on ahead and voted for the 105, so that's how we got to the 105, for the mayor.
When will an increase, if we determine that needs to be an increase, when would that go into effect?
That would be up to you all.
What is our fiscal year?
Our
Is it
fis-
July to
July 1
June
to June
30th?
30th. But we generally will, I don't think we've waited to the beginning of the fiscal year to change.
Yeah, we could do an update of the budget, but still, how far out are you projecting? How many years out are you projecting budget?
Right now, we're just pretty much on roughly 1 year, you know. Formally 1 year, informally, 2 years, you know, kind of just informally looking 2 to 3 years down the line, but that's on an informal basis. We budget on a 1 year basis. We aren't doing any kind of some situations you see a 3-year budgets, more so projections. These aren't formal, just to
Yeah.
kind of provide some forward looking. But we have just been dealing with a 1 year budget, not providing any numbers beyond the next fiscal year.
Chair.
Yes.
With regard to multiple years without, because I'm assuming that's one of the reasons why you brought that up with regard to the CPI. When these are built, is there not provision for annual increase due to just inflation or cost of living increase for folks? Do they not build that
Don't
in?
so
And if
far
not, why
behind.
not?
Yeah, so you're not so far behind.
There had not been.
Is that a matter of tradition that they don't do that, generally build that into the compensation package with regard to them, just so that's not something you have to keep coming to the table for, and you can do it on a shorter, on a more targeted basis, right? We can set them with that, and then they can get more merit-based increase as opposed to trying to keep them from letting the wheels of the economy rolling over top of them.
And I'll get the city attorney to pull the
Yeah.
actual ordinance but my kind of general understanding is that you all generally adopt a specific number.
Okay.
And just from my own personal observations, when I look at other communities, they generally will adopt a specific number when that number is changed for city officials. When there's a similar compensation commission involved, they adopt a specific number, and as opposed to saying, okay, we're going to reference this factor or 2% increase, a specific number is adopted.
As opposed to a range and an escalator annually.
Yes, yep. There's a specific number that's usually adopted, and then if that number's to change, action has to be taken by the commission.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember when we did it, like he said, it's the adoption, and then we make our recommendation, and then it went in front of council and mayor to get approved, whether they wanted to approve it or not. So basically, it's just whatever our findings is of what we think that it should be, we make our recommendation, and then we submit it, and then like at the council meeting, they'll take a vote on it, whether they want it to pass or not.
Oh, I know that. I agree with that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that even include, like how you guys were saying, like, all of So it's basically like we have to do like all of the homework of finding out
Yeah, and
if
that's
we
what
can
I'm talking
afford,
about.
if we can afford.
How do we get to
Right.
something if we want to do an increase?
Okay.
And,
We have to be analytical about it.
yeah.
I don't want us to do things just willy-nilly.
Absolutely not.
I understand inflation. It's been a long time since, what'd you say, 2017?
Yeah, I think it was.
You know, but we also have to be very careful. Our city was encumbered at the last administration, and we have to be very careful about what we do with our funds. So,
and
is
also-
there any merit attached to these officials? Any merit, any
Like any kind of performance.
Like,
yeah,
bonus, like
performance
discretionary
evaluation? Has there ever been a,
Just, I mean, they're elected officials, so that's kind of inherent in the elective process.
I think the question came up in one of the meetings. They wanted to find out, I think we made it where they had to attend like,
On trainings and stuff?
no, not training. They had to do like district
Oh, yeah,
work.
yeah.
and I asked
And
that
yeah,
question.
that's in the
That's
charter.
why I asked that question. That's in
Yeah.
the charter, but
And
they haven't been doing
yeah,
it.
Right, and then we had to find out from like, so like I say, we had to do our own homework, like
Right.
go out in the neighborhood, like, hey, how many times did such and such do this and such
Yeah.
and such do that? So it was a lot of footwork that we had to do to find out about the performance of what they was doing.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, that's important to me, particularly with council members. Because as you said, the charter states what their roles are supposed to be. And to this date, I have not seen any of them step into that
Right.
requirement.
Because if I'm not mistaken, because it did say that they had to do like
They're supposed
so
to do
many,
four,
so, yeah,
at least 4 a year.
for a year, yeah.
So, and let's be fair, and let me just say this way. I don't believe, I'm a different kind of person. I find that in the city of Inkster, people just go along because they like folk. I don't operate like that. If you're not gonna do the job properly, then you don't get get compensated for it. You have to do what you were hired to do, and essentially, when those people were elected, they were hired by the city of Inkster. So, you know, that's where I stand. And I think that the last commission was on the right track. There has to be a way to determine, is there a merit for this increase? Because we don't have money to just give away because
Yeah.
you're sitting up
And
here.
it wasn't. And also, like what we made a mistake at too was we never really had a set schedule of when we meted, when we met. We didn't have a set. Couldn't nobody tell us how long we had to meet for, which means like once we make the recommendation is at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So once the recommendation passed, if it was, you know, like our job is done. And I think, and if I remember, I think that's how it was, and I think that's why we kind of faded out, because when the new mayor came in after that, the letters went out, but no action was taken, so we never met for those other 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And then that's why I was kind of surprised that this came back around. So I think that's how it goes. Like we meet until because like I said, we only had like probably like 3 or 4 meetings.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, we had 3 or 4 meetings, and once we made the recommendation, that
They
was
were
it.
done, huh?
It was
Oh,
it.
amazing, because I can't even imagine how we'll get
Yeah,
that.
it was only like 3 meetings. I think it was like January, February, March. I want to say by May, the
It
recommendation
was one
was
meeting a
turned-
month?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It was turned in, and the city clerk. Yeah,
Typed it up.
yeah. So like when we came in, the agenda was already here.
Oh,
But
wow.
you still like say, okay, I want this on the agenda to the city clerk, and then she'll already have it sitting here when we came in. So that's why I say like
That's what's up.
this part is new where we actually did it. You know what I'm saying? So I guess we gotta determine, is that how it's gonna go with this one? Like, once the recommendation is made, and if it's accepted, is that the end of the commission board? You know what I mean? Until the next come around.
Because you serve for a term though, right? And I can't imagine that they just put you in there. There's no term built into the
It was, that's what I'm
swearing in?
saying. Like, once we made the recommendation, that
Well,
was
that's
it.
why I
check
said
the
I
charter.
wanted to look at the ordinances too.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, so those are like the areas that I know
Oh, this is a new one.
where we messed up at. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
just moving forward, you know,
it's supposed to be a 7-year term, of what I'm seeing here.
Right.
nah, it wasn't that. Cause yeah, it wasn't that.
Minimum of 1 meeting each odd number year at 6 o'clock.
I like floors. See, that's why I like floors over ceilings.
And they was right. So it was like kind of. That's why I say it was like kind of expedite kind of thing. Like, let's get this meeting done because there's nothing set in place for it. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Sure, I had a question real quick. Just and with
Yeah,
regard to that, can we get data with regard to current revenue? You know, as far as what the budget is with the city, what's going
Yeah,
on
yeah,
with it. That
yeah.
would-
You know, because I don't believe that no one from the city has an official part in this, just trying to, help provide anything that you guys may need, and also to try and provide some context. And, just based on, the information that I have right now, but I can certainly get more additional information, that you all request, and I think will be helpful for you all as you go through this process. So any request like that, just let me know, and myself.
I
or
appreciate
someone
that,
else.
sir. We got a whole chair and secretary now. I appreciate that. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, I think we kind of got a general idea of what we are going to have to do. And some areas with which we can do it. There is some research needed, though.
Yes, ma'am.
I do want to go back and look at the charter, and I do want to look at the ordinances, if there are any pertaining to elected officials, and see what they say. And when I find that information, I'll forward it to you. So since we have that kind of stuff done in our heads, and we really can't do anything with it today because we got to back it up until we get some information. Let's determine when we're going to meet, and we know we have to meet at least once a month. So is this a good day for everybody?
For me, I
No.
was gonna say, for me, this the only day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I could do Mondays, but Monday mornings are just really crazy for my day job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we could do like afternoons are good if we stick to Mondays.
A quick question.
Yes.
So we're going to meet every month? Because like I say, it's up to us when we decide to meet. So it doesn't have to be every month. I'm just saying, so we get to
We
pick
can
and
meet
choose.
whenever you want to meet, how often you want to meet. I think what our intent is at this point is to determine whether our elected officials need an increase or, merit an increase based on many factors.
Okay.
So, and since there is no specific day, month, year that we have to give them an increase, but since it's been 2017 since it happened, I think it's kind of urgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm retired, so I can flip stuff around.
I can flip stuff. I'm good.
I'm retired.
I got a job, but I can do. On Monday, I can do this on Monday if she needs in the evening.
got a what?
I
What
got
is
a
that?
job. Yes, an occupation system. That I got to
Monday
get to.
afternoons,
Yeah, like noon. Is noon on Monday good? Earlier in the afternoon is better for me. As I start getting later, I got other stuff I got to get to.
Hey,
Noon would be fine for me.
12 o'clock noon on Mondays?
That works.
Okay, 12 o'clock noon.
So is it possible that we could, so let's just say if somebody can't make it, is it possible, like they could chime in on a Zoom meeting or
Sure,
something like
we
that?
could do
Is
that. I think so.
don't know, in terms of being able to participate in
Oh, the vote
voting.
on stuff.
Yeah.
And actual, you know, during COVID, a lot of meetings
Yeah.
were done, and they were able to, members of that board or entity were able to participate. But I believe since COVID, I think there's limitations in terms of, while you can participate in the meeting.
Yes, sir.
But, okay.
In terms of deliberations and maybe deliberation, but certainly in terms of voting.
Okay.
I think there are
So if
restrictions
we had to
on that.
vote, then it had to be in person then.
Yes, sir. State re-implemented the in-person sunshine rules.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, after COVID passed off, so, well, it
Now,
ain't gone, but it's
I
just.
believe that there may
slow
be some
motion.
type of exemptions
Okay.
in regards to health or something like that.
Yep.
Okay.
But I can speak to the city attorney and get clarity on that.
Okay, that'll be good.
Madam Chair, can I make a motion that we can have the clerk print the stuff, so that, I don't want you to have to do too much, you know, other than us doing our own thing.
You got
Print
access to the treasurer, so the treasurer.
We're gonna put it on her, she said she
No, no,
got a job.
the treasurer, like any, yeah.
Oh, my man.
Yeah,
Okay.
he get all the finances that you need.
Oh, okay.
He
That
can-
and,
he can
yeah.
send that
well,
electronically.
yeah, so get like, so we can have a hard copy of the ordinance
Yep,
that surrounds this, and with regard to the current budget and financial situation with the
Yeah.
city, they can have that printed for us, so that when the next time we come and sit here.
Yeah.
Well, I know how to cut and paste.
I know you do, but I don't want you to, you know, they got a whole paycheck to do this stuff. You retired, you said, that's free. They can pay.
Okay.
It's okay.
9 o'clock, 10 o'clock is coffee time.
Hey, man, I miss my workout, man. And it's, you know how hard it is for me to get up and do a workout? I'm getting old and fat, boy. Well, I'm motivated, I got to go. No, I got mad people calling me, they can smell when this stuff going on. I'm like, man, I got 3 NAN calls.
Person
I did want to just clarify, you know, you don't have to set meeting dates right now. You know, as most of you all know, you serve in other capacities. There's just certain notice requirements that have to be
Oh, yeah,
met.
no,
So, you know, if you can agree on, you know, you guys can agree on a meeting date, say, a week ahead of time, just let myself, let the clerk know, and we can just make sure that proper notification is posted. If you want to set if you want to set formal meeting dates.
Well, I like to set a formal meeting date that happens all the time, not
Agreed.
just willy-nilly.
Yep.
Agreed, I'm with the chair, I would
Because I
rather we do it
got
the
too much
opposite
on
way.
my agenda already, so,
I just indicated that for,
yeah.
just so you know, you have flexibility.
So I think what we can do today is try to determine what day and what time it's gonna be and how often it will be.
Yes, ma'am, then we can
And
do
we
one.
can actually give actual dates to her.
So this is the fourth Monday. So does the fourth Monday work? Do we want to do first, second, third Monday at noon?
I'm going with the second Monday.
The second Monday.
Is that the 10th?
I'm with whatever majority goes with.
Let me check. Let me see.
I can do second Monday. I mean,
At noon,
yes.
February 10th.
So the next one will be February 10th, March 10th, April 14th, maybe May 12th.
I won't be here, May.
Okay.
Yep.
Hopefully we can have it done by then.
Okay. Yeah, I sit on the
Lucky he
Historical
March
Preservation
10th.
Board for Michigan. We going up to Sault Ste. Marie.
So we talking doing twice a month, once a month, 3 times a month?
It's up to y'all. We try to get this done quick to me.
Because we'll be able to tell better after the next meeting, probably.
Yeah, probably so.
Right
Yeah,
now, we're not
yeah.
sure.
Once he send the financial records over.
Yep. Is that 12?
Hmm?
Is that 12 o'clock?
Yes. So the 10th at 12? February 10th?
amen. Oh, okay, February.
So he's retired yet remarkably busy.
Trying to see when I'm out of here in March. I think the 10th is cutting it close. Oh.
Oh, my Monday is
Where's
over.
it? Okay, so let me make that note again. We're gonna meet. It's gonna be in February 10th,
Mm-hmm.
March 10th,
Okay, February 10th of March.
And then April 14th.
Okay. May what?
May 12th. Well, no.
When do you start,
Budget.
hearings?
Usually April, May, probably May. Are you talking about the hearings for council?
Hearings for the budget for the fiscal year.
Yeah, so those probably be in May.
Okay.
So in April, do we want to like reset and determine what day we'll be doing for May, if May is needed?
Yeah, okay.
So we
can
at least
do-
have our next 3 set.
Next 3 sessions will be all right. And then we will, then we'll look for further dates in connection with budget hearings.
Mm-hmm.
Do we come up with a time?
Noon.
12 o'clock?
12 o'clock. Copy that. Locked in.
So we have a little documentation we can take a look at that was provided today. And we're going to look at the charter, and we're going to look at the ordinances to get a better sense of requirements. And when we come back on February 10th, we should be ready to roll.
Sounds good.
And I'll look to provide you with as much information
Yeah.
prior to that meeting.
Right.
So give you time.
Okay.
All right. So,
Anything else for the good of the order?
move or adjournment.
What's your rush, child?
Well, we still got 45 minutes. Oh, do we?
No, they don't have no donut in it.
I know that's the truth. Where's coffee and donuts? I brought my own and left it in the
Said
car.
Next meeting at noon, so that's lunchtime.
Right. I need a panini or something. What kind of work? What kind of work did you say you did?
HR.
Oh, you buying lunch?
I don't make no money.
Oh, you buying lunch 6 figures?
I don't make no money.
HR 6 figures.
Thank you very much, people.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Darren.
Thank you.
We go home
Yeah.
and hop back in my PJs.
Oh man.
Oh, my day is full. I can't hop back in no PJs. Darn it.
I wish I could. I got 2 houses got rehab.